Hey everybody, I'm here today to share with you a little bit about your mitochondria and what supports them and what damages them. So mitochondria are really one of my favorite topics about the human body because they are so fascinating. So it's theorized that 2 billion years ago, these bacteria came into or were engulfed by cells, and those bacteria are still in there, and they're what are now our mitochondria, and they've created this symbiotic relationship where they produce energy for the cell and are kind of protected by the cell. Another interesting tidbit I just found out are these are melatonin producing bacteria, so melatonin is still good and beneficial for your mitochondria. There's just so many fascinating little facts about mitochondria. So I'd love for you to check out this blog. We're kind of doing a series of blogs about mitochondria and CoQ10. So the focus of this one is toxicity. So even though mitochondria are inside of a cell and then inside of two membranes inside of your cell, they are still very delicate. They produce some of their own what's called reactive oxygen species from the process of making energy. And that's okay if that's kind of kept in balance. But nowadays, there's a lot of outside toxins that your body is exposed to, and that's creating more oxidative damage potentially, and it can become too much, and then the mitochondria are damaged, aren't replicating properly, and then you're going to have effects. Also, just with aging, CoQ10 is declined in production, and that's something that we can consider to replace to keep our energy up in our cells, so to speak. So we talked a little bit about the origin of CoQ10. They do, I'm sorry, of mitochondria. They do help you create energy. So you may have remember this from science class. It's ATP. That's kind of the stored energy that is sort of the final product of that process. And one of the waste products is the carbon dioxide that we exhale, and another are those reactive oxygen species I mentioned earlier. So there's this conversation about antioxidants and oxidative components that are important to keep in balance for your mitochondrial health. So some things that can negatively affect your mitochondrial health as far as toxins are E. coli, an industrial solvent called trichloroethylene, mercury that's found in dental fillings, fish industry, excess iron, mold toxins are a big source, smoking, pollution, UV radiation. These are just some sources that I have documentation for in the blog. So one way that you can prevent mitochondrial damage is to reduce your toxic exposure. Don't eat tuna fish, filter your water, clean your home with clean products, not toxic products, change your air filters, eat antioxidant foods, eat berries, eat nuts. Fats are really beneficial for your mitochondria, so wild salmon, walnuts, avocado. Let's see, making sure you're using makeup that doesn't contain heavy metals, so making sure it's a tested, clean company. I mentioned the melatonin earlier. Taking a little melatonin at night could actually benefit your mitochondria. My favorite supplement for mitochondria that I've been taking myself for about 3 years is CoQ10. So CoQ10 is manufactured by the body. It's like a lipophilic antioxidant made mostly or all in the mitochondria. And again, it decreases with aging, but we can supplement with it. And I think it's still a bit emerging of a field because some CoQ10 doesn't absorb well into your cells. We started to carry one and manufacture one that has a high absorption rate. I wrote about that in a previous blog, but I've been taking it for a long time. It doesn't give you instant energy, but it helps create this energy production at the cellular level, which means things are working better in all your cells. Your brain's working better, your adrenals are working better. So it's just kind of this nice mild way to increase energy and also support detoxification at that cellular level. So to kind of sum it up, some 5 reasons I love to use CoQ10 daily: performs mitochondrial detoxification, lowers systemic inflammation, prevents glutathione depletion. So that's another important antioxidant in the body. Since they do some of the same jobs, having the CoQ10 there takes the load off glutathione and prevents it from being depleted. Helps prevent skin aging and other symptoms of aging, whether it's obesity, metabolic disorders, cardiovascular disease. But the skin aging is one that I love. You think about the kind of stress that happens to our skin from oxidation creates some signs of aging, and CoQ10 has been studied to help reduce that. And then an interesting thing about CoQ10 is that if you take statins for cholesterol, you can get pain because it kind of, I believe it reduces your CoQ10 status. So increasing your CoQ10 can help relieve some of the symptoms if you do happen to use statins. So those are just a few fun facts. I would love for you to try our supplement. It's CoQ10 Energy. So we are doing right now a really special promotion because it's just launching. I actually don't even have a bottle to show you because it's so new in our shop. But I'd love for you to just try it and experience it for yourself. Unless you're on certain medications like blood thinners, it's usually super, super well tolerated. And you're just giving your body this like anti-aging energy boost every day. So you can read more on the blog and read more below this video to get the details. Thanks for learning with me as always.